Hi everybody, it's Kasha Dupuy from the Niagara Lake Public Library. I just forgot to plug in my mic, so 1 second. And that way, you should be able to hear me a little bit better. Yeah, hopefully you're all having a wonderful, kind of like a, oh, you hear the rain? I don't know if the mic can pick it up. Kind of a rainy Wednesday. Rain is good, right? It helps the plants grow, and it helps all the leaves on the trees stay nice and green, and our grass stay green. And if you have a garden, if you have tomatoes or any other plants, it's important for those plants to get that rain. So it's really good that it's raining today. Plus, we've had some really nice sunny days, so I think it's okay that it's raining today. Yeah. Okay, so welcome again. My name is Kasha Dupuy. I'm from the Niagara Lake Public Library, and we're here for this week's STEAM Storytime. And if you can believe, it is week 16 of our STEAM Storytime. So we've done 16 weeks of STEAM Storytime. That is crazy. So today's topic is going to be about sleep and nighttime. And I know we've talked about this before, but I really like this book that we're going to read. It's called While the World is Sleeping. And then we're going to talk about snowy owls. And we have a really cool kind of STEAM craft today. So I'm going to show you that after we read the book. So let me flip over to the camera, just like that. Hi, everybody. And then we're going to get started on the book. I'm just going to get this ready for the next one. Awesome. Okay. So welcome. Hi, everybody. Kasha Dupuy here from Niagara Lake Public Library. Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday again. I know I keep saying the same stuff over, but just in case we get people that are joining in, I like them to feel welcome. So I'll say the same welcome a million times. Maybe not a million. That's a lot. But we are here for STEAM Storytime, and we're going to be talking about sleep and nighttime and snowy owls with our book today. And then we're going to make a super cool and super cute STEAM-inspired craft. So just before we get started, I'm not sure if you can see his nose. Oh yeah, see, Finn is here. My dogs are around today. I think the rain is making them sleepy, and all they want to do is cuddle. So they might be interrupting a little bit more today. And my boys are inside. They are having their Chromebook time. So if they interrupt, it'll just make stuff more exciting today. Also, my internet has been really good the last couple of days, so we're hoping that it will stay that way. If for some reason I drop, don't worry, I will be back. And if for some reason I can't get back, I will finish STEAM Storytime as a video, and then we'll upload it to YouTube after. Okay, so if you are looking for something to do on a rainy day, check out our YouTube page. We have so many different kind of STEAM Storytimes that you can watch and listen along to. We have a whole bunch of Create with Kashas if you feel like doing some painting today. That would be a good thing to do. We also have a lot of our summer reading program activities up there. So feel free to go there for some great rainy day activities. Okay, Finn, are you ready to get started? I think he's ready. So let's start with our book today. And this is a beautiful book. I'm just going to move over a little bit this way. And it's called While the World is Sleeping by Pamela Duncan Edwards, and it's illustrated by Daniel Kirk. So illustrated means Daniel Kirk did the pictures, and Pamela Duncan Edwards wrote the story. Yes, and this was published in 2010 by Orchard Books, which is an imprint of Scholastic. So thank you very much for letting us use this book today in our STEAM Storytime. Wait till you see the pictures. They're beautiful. Okay. So we have While the World is Sleeping by Pamela Duncan Edwards, illustrated by Daniel Kirk. And this book is dedicated, it says, for Jake Dylan Stafford, born March 19th, 2009, sweet dreams always with love. And it also says for Allison. So this is who the book is for. Sometimes the author puts the little messages in because they made this book for a certain person. Okay, so let's take a look. So this, what kind of owl is that? Oh, I gave it away. It's an owl. Yep. But what kind of owl? A snowy owl. So I think the snowy owl is going to be throughout the book today. So let's see. Let's listen to the story. Also, if you have any, like, hi, if you want me to say hi to you, just type something in the comments so I can see. I have everything set up so I can see stuff now all the time. So I'd love to say hi to you if you're there and watching and listening. Are you ready? Okay. Come, little sleepyhead, come with me. I've left my hole high in the tree. Oh, what wondrous things we'll see while the world is sleeping. That's the house. So we learned that the owl lives in a hole high in the tree. Climb aboard and hold on tight as I spread my wings in flight. We will journey through the night while the world is sleeping. Now, are owls that big in real life? No, but it'd be kind of cool. See the cool stuff you can do in books? You can let your imagination run wild and make an owl so big that you can ride it. It'd be so cool. Over rooftops we will sail, above the hills, across the vale, up towards the moon so pale, while the world is sleeping. In the meadow far below, see Father Stag and Mother Doe. Tiny fawns spring to and fro, while the world is sleeping. So these are deer, and they like to come out at night because they feel safer at night. So a male deer is called a stag, and you can tell he has antlers. A female deer is called a doe. She has no antlers. And these are called fawns. Those are the baby deer. That's a lot of baby deer. Wow. So this book is all about stuff that happens at night, or things that animals do at night. So let's see what else happens. Silverfish are swimming past, in the river running fast. Will they reach the sea at last, while the world is sleeping? Hi, Everly and Jack. Oh, I was thinking about you guys this week. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. A bright-eyed fox is on the prowl. He hopes to take a juicy fowl until he hears the guard dog howl while the world is sleeping. Wow, look at that fox. He's going to get some chickens, but he doesn't because the guard dog stops him. See baby rabbits as they play, round and round the bales of hay. They'll have fun till light of day while the world is sleeping. Do you guys notice that sometimes at night is when you see a lot of rabbits come out? It's because they feel safer at nighttime, right? Yeah. And it's less hot. But that's, I think, what they do. They like to search for their food at night. Ooh, one of my favorite animals, beaver. A beaver couple, fur a gleam, work together as a team as they start their dam upstream while the world is sleeping. So they're building this thing called a dam. And that's where it's kind of like their nest. It's their home. Yeah. Just like that. And look at that owl taking this little person all the way around to see the different stuff that you can see animals do at night. Oh, what's that one? Does anybody know? I think it's a porcupine. Yep, it is. Let's see. In the woods, a porcupine rattles quills to send a sign. Don't come near, this food is mine, while the world is sleeping. What's he eating? Can you tell? What's that porcupine munching on? Pine cones. Ooh, that's what we're going to use for our craft today. Perfect little tie-ins. I love it. A wise mouse mother squeaks, alarm, and tries to keep her babies calm. No slithering snake must do them harm while the world is sleeping. So that mama mouse right there telling her babies, shh, there's a snake around. Hi, Nicholas. Hi. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I miss you all very much. A sleek raccoon with banded eyes takes his nightly exercise. In garbage cans, he'll find his prize while the world is sleeping. Have you ever seen that before? In the morning, the garbages are kind of all over the place. It's probably a raccoon or a possum that was looking for a late night snack. A lean, long-tailed, and slinking rat keeps an eye out for the cat. A bat glides like an acrobat while the world is sleeping. Oh, they're headed home. Let's see. But now it's time to rest your head, safely tucked up in your bed, as over earth the shadows spread while the world is sleeping. For soon the rooster's song will warn, dark is gone, it's almost dawn. The day is waiting to be born. The world has finished sleeping. The end. Yeah, so we went with the snowy owl all over the place to see what animals do at night. So this book, again, if you forgot, is called While the World is Sleeping, and it was written by Pamela Duncan Edwards, illustrated by Daniel Kirk, and this book was published, so that was made in 2010 by Orchard Books, which is an imprint of Scholastic. So thank you very much for letting us use this book in our Stream Storytime today. So let's put this book over here. Did you like it? I'd love to hear what you think about some of the books. Oh, and I see that I have a couple more comments. Hi, Declan and Paige. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in today. Oh, I miss you all. This is great. So we are going to be talking about some snowy owls today, and I have some pictures to show you. So I'm going to switch right over to this one, because that snowy owl in the book took that little child all the way around to see what animals do at night. But let's talk about snowy owls. So some of these are pictures of snowy owls. And what you can see with them is, what colors do you see actually? Let's talk about that. What colors? Yeah, there's black and then there's some white. And they're supposed to look kind of like snow so that you can, so that they'll camouflage into the snow. So they'll be protected when they're searching for food. Now, the cool thing that I learned is that when I was looking up some owl facts, because if you're going to talk about something, it's always good to look it up before you do, so you know what you're going to talk about, right? So I looked up some owl facts, and I learned that most owls like to hunt at night. And if you tuned in from our other Stream Storytimes, we talked about nocturnal and diurnal animals. Nocturnal animals like to come out only at night. But snowy owls aren't only nocturnal, because they live so far north by the North Pole that sometimes there's no nighttime and sometimes there's no daytime. So these snowy animals, they will hunt whenever. So some owls that will only hunt at night, these guys will hunt all the time. And I learned that some of these owls can actually live to be about 10 years old. That's pretty old. Can you guys hear my voice today? Yeah, they're having lots of fun. Okay, hopefully that's not too disruptive. Also, I learned if you look at that eye, see the eyes on that snowy owl? What color are those eyes? They're like a really bright yellow. And I also learned that all those fluffy feathers that are around their eyes help them send any sounds they get towards their ears so it's louder. So they've got like these little built-in speaker feathers around those yellow eyes. Yeah, really cool. I also learned, remember I just told you that a lot of the owls lived up north, a lot of snowy owls lived up north. In about 2018, so that was 2 years ago, there were a whole bunch, thousands of snowy owls that came down further south, so closer to where we live. And there was actually some that people took pictures of where we live. So it was called an eruption, and a whole bunch of owls came down closer to us, to Toronto and where we are. And this is actually a picture that someone took from Niagara-on-the-Lake. Yeah, this owl is in a field, is in a vineyard or a pasture or field that was in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Yeah, that's in our neighborhood, everybody, in where we live. Look at that beautiful owl. It's gliding across the field. It's really cool. Okay, so you know what? We talked about owls. I told you some cool facts about them. Let's flip over to the craft today. Okay, so we're going to make a cute snowy owl out of some very simple materials that you probably have at home. And if not, you could probably go on like a nature hunt to get some of this stuff. So the first thing you're going to need to make your owl is a pine cone. Yeah, so you're going to need a pine cone just like that. And I'm going to move some of this stuff. I don't have my camera angle quite right today, but that's okay. You're also going to need some cotton balls or some cotton pads. I only had cotton pads today, so we're going to work with those today. You're going to need some paper. And I just have some scrap paper because we're only going to need little tiny pieces to work with this today. So I have a long strip that I'm going to make some eyes out of, or a beak, and then I'm going to make some wings out of this. You're going to need some glue, and I like to use hot glue when I'm doing Steam Storytime because it's nice and quick. If you only have white glue at home, that's okay too. And you're going to want to have some markers because we're going to do a little tiny bit of coloring with our owl today. So we're going to turn, if you can believe it or not, we're going to turn this pine cone into an owl. Yeah. So I did one here, and this is what it's going to look like before we add on the features. So before we add on the beak, the beak, the eyes, and the wings. So it's going to look like that. And what you're going to do, what you're going to do is take some of these cotton pads, or cotton balls, and you're going to kind of rip them up a little bit, just like this. And parents that are watching this is a really good like fine motor activity, lots of pulling and pinching and all that kind of stuff that helps build those muscles. And even as adults, you know, sometimes we need help, or, you know, it's good to do some fine motor stuff every once in a while. It works a different part of our brain and it's awesome, right? Okay, so I made a whole bunch of these little cotton, you know, pieces. Now what we're going to do is start to weave and shove them in between the little parts of the pine cone, so just like that. Now, if it's tricky for you to get your fingers in there, what you can use too is a marker or a pencil or a pen, and I only have a pen here today. I'm just going to start to push them in like that, or if you have a toothpick or like a bamboo skewer or anything that's kind of safe but pointy, that would be a good thing to start to put in there. So I'm just putting all of these in here, and I'm not going to do the whole thing because you're not here to watch me make a craft. You're just here to get the idea. So I'm just putting all of the cotton ball in between the little tines of the pine cone here, which is really cool. And as you fill it up, doesn't it start to kind of look like the same kind of pattern that you would see on a snowy owl, right? You'd get like the white with the little black dots and stuff. And that's kind of similar to what we saw in the pictures. Okay, so I'm going to put this one over here for now and move that aside. And when you have it all done, this is what it should look like. Yeah, totally covered. And it sits kind of like that in your hand or on the table, and it will look like a tiny little owl. So we have our owl body ready. So let's make some wings. So I realized someone stole my scissors, so I'm just going to run over and grab the scissors quick. Right over here. Okay, I got my scissors. And then what we're going to do is cut some shapes for wings. So I'm deciding that today I want my wings to be oval, so that means it's going to be a shape that looks like this. So I'm going to take a marker, I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do 2 of those, just like that. Okay? And then I'm going to cut all the way around. And if you're having a tricky time cutting, who can you ask for help? Maybe an adult that's with you, right? Or a sister or brother that's older, that is safe for them to use scissors. That's always a good idea to ask for help. It's very important to be able to ask for help when you need it. Okay, so I've got my wings cut like that. And you know what? I can actually use this little piece here, because see there's like a little triangle. We're going to make this into the beak. So I'm just going to cut right along here. Okay, we're going to take these scraps away. Now we also need to cut 2 eyes. So I'm going to draw 2 circles. 1, 2. And before I cut them, what I'm going to do is color them in yellow, because our snowy owls have yellow eyes. And I'm going to take a marker and do a pupil, and that's the center of the eye, just like that. And you know what? That's not dark enough. I'm using a black marker, but I think I've used this black marker a lot. So you know what? I'm going to go into dark blue, because sometimes when you mix blue and yellow together, yeah, you get something that kind of looks really dark, like a dark gray. Gray-green, especially in markers. Okay, and then I'm going to cut those out. I'll try to cut them out as quickly as I can. Just like so. So we've got our wings, we've got our eyes, and we have our beak. Now before we attach them, what do you think we need to do to that beak? I think we might need to color it really, really quickly, and I'll do that for you too. So I have some eyes that I'm just cutting around. And remember, again, if you're not sure about cutting or if it's really tricky for you, you can always ask for help, right? So I'm going to make an orange beak here. And you can color this before you cut it too. And you only need to cut one side because you're going to glue the other side down. Now to make it look more like a snowy owl for the wings, I'm actually going to do some of these kind of like, I don't know, details, like liney, bumpy details on the wings, just like so. Some line work to make it more interesting so it stands out. And this kind of up and down, kind of curved loopy motion looks kind of like what you see here, right? A little bit loopy. Okay, so we have our eyes, we have our beak, and we have our wings. So what we have to do now is glue them on. So pick a spot you like. So I'm going to glue my beak right here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, just like that. And if you're using hot glue, of course, make sure you're getting help from a grown-up, right? And I'm going to put my beak just like that. And then for my eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the other way, because there's always different ways you can do this, right? I'm going to put some glue on the back here and put one eye like this. And I'm going to put some glue on the back here and put one eye like this. He looks really cute. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. And then I'm going to glue the wings on. So I'm going to put, oh, see how they're, apparently the back of the paper I used had green on it, and I didn't know because I just used a scrap piece of paper, and I kind of like it. Yeah. So I'm going to put the wing like this, and then I'm going to glue the wing, the other wing, right here. Oops, oh dear, poor little owl. The other wing just like that. And here we go, everybody. We have made a super cute little snowy owl out of pine cones and cotton balls, paper, glue, and some markers. What do you guys think? Awesome. I love them. Okay, so I'm going to leave him right there. I'm just going to switch back over to that picture of the owls one more time, just so you can take a look. Because that might give you some more ideas about what you can put, what kind of details you can put on your owl. Yeah. Because there's lots of stuff you can do. You can make your owl look however you want. And there's also many, many, many different kinds of owls. We just talked about snowy owls today because that owl was in the book that we read. Okay. So that was our STEAM story time today. So we read a book about nighttime and what animals do at night and snowy owls. I showed you how to make your very own snowy owl using a pine cone. And we talked about different facts about snowy owls. And I see that I'm a little bit laggy, so I do apologize for that. But thank you all for joining me. It was so nice to see you, Everly and Jack and Nicholas and Declan and Paige. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for everyone else who tuned in to watch today. I miss you guys all very much, and hopefully we'll be able to see you very soon. And of course, if you were only able to stay for a little bit of today's STEAM Storytime, we have this going to be uploaded to our YouTube video later, so you can watch it as many times as you want. Okay, if you make an owl or draw a picture of an owl or look up facts about an owl, I would love to hear from you. So if you have pictures of anything, please send them to me at my email, which is kdupuy@notlpl.org, and we can share them on our social media page. You'll be famous. It'll be awesome. Okay, thank you again for joining me. See you next Wednesday for our week 17, if you can believe it, of STEAM Storytime. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully it's not too wet, but it's okay. The plants need it, right? Okay, bye everybody. See you.